Hello, Cecil County and the world. Rob Chirnside here for Cecil TV. It's the weekly show. It's November the 24th. We're just about ready to catch that turkey, and it's not going to be released because we're going to eat every bit of it. Hope you all have a great Thanksgiving, and I'm very thankful to have in the studio tonight, in TV land, right here, my good buddy Al Peteraf.
Thanks a lot, Rob.
Welcome, Al. We're going to keep it real, talk about real estate tonight, right?
Okay, yeah, great.
So, I know, and our viewers may not know you. You work for Integrity Realty over there in Harford, Grace?
Integrity Real Estate, yes, sir.
Right across the river.
Well, our main office is right here in Northeast, and I have an office over in Harford, Grace in Harford County, yep.
Okay, so John Ford's involved in that, right?
John Ford is our broker owner. He is awesome and, in my opinion, best broker in the business. But yes, he's had a family-operated business, and we've been a very strong company. We've had the most sales for almost 20 years now.
I see the signs everywhere, and I know in today's real estate market, are there more properties for sale that people are trying to sell, or more people trying to buy? There's inventory out there.
There is inventory, but for the last 3 years or so, it's been on the low end. And some people think like it's for a housing shortage, but our feeling is that it's been that a lot of inventory is locked up because over the last few years, people were getting interest rates, refinancing their loans and getting like 3% interest rates, sometimes even lower than that. And then the interest rate shifted. Most people are getting in the sixes, sometimes even in the sevens over the last year or two. And that has caused a lot of people to stay put in their house. So it's kind of artificially keeping the inventory low. Now that's starting to ease up. But I would say that right now it's probably still a little bit on the low side, but I think you can expect it to ease up, especially this coming year.
Well, how exactly, you kind of alluded to it, but how exactly are inventory and interest rates related? Is there a kind of mathematical relationship between the two? Or?
I don't know that they're directly related locally, but they do have an impact on how business is going for local buyers. Most buyers are trying to afford a house, and as the prices go up and the interest rates go up, it becomes harder to afford a house.
Right.
And that's especially true on the entry-level buyer. If you're trying to buy a house, say, for around $200,000 or $250,000, they're very hard to find right now. And if you're buying a house even in the $400,000 to $500,000 range, if you're going from a 3% rate to a 6% rate, it makes a huge difference. So it's affecting buyers' affordability, and it's also affecting people that want to maybe sell, but don't want to give up that 3% rate.
Right.
And they're looking to either upsize or downsize, but maybe looking at a 6% rate.
Oh, so if they're paying 3, they don't necessarily want to trade for another house when they'll have to pay 6.
Exactly.
Ah, good point. So what is the forecast, do you think, for interest rates? Do you think they'll go up or down? Or
well, we're seeing
know?
Some signals, like people like to look at the Federal Reserve maybe lowering their rates. That doesn't automatically trigger the mortgage rate market, but it could eventually ease things up for us. We think it's going to happen, but we'll see. Right now, I think most people are still looking at around a 6 or slightly over. There are some programs out there where you can get a little better than that, but that's about where we are right now.
And that sort of correlates with the price of a particular house, correct? Or no?
I think the economy is driving the prices of houses. Inflation has affected the prices of houses. The cost of building a house is up pretty significantly, and that's because the cost of materials, the cost of labor has gone up. So that, I think, is on the rise, new construction prices.
Yeah, well, you know, my wife and I had a fire in May, and we're rebuilding our house. I hope we don't get socked too badly with that. But you got to do what you got to do when you're in that situation. Now, if somebody wants to sell their house, do you have any advice for folks as far as, like, is curb appeal the most important thing, or whether you have this, that, and the other thing, or, you know?
So I would say that the larger share of the buyer pool out there is in a turnkey mindset, meaning that they want to be able to move in and not have to do a lot. That doesn't mean there aren't buyers out there willing to take on a fixer-upper at some level. But I think the larger buyer pool is in a turnkey mindset. So if you're thinking of selling, and you can make some improvements to your house, you're likely to recover that money and maybe even do better and sell quicker. And the way to find that out is to consult a real estate professional, whether it's our company or Cecil County has a lot of great companies. And if you call your professional local real estate agent, they'll give you the advice you need.
Right. I mean, it could be anything from a new roof to with a guarantee, or a new heater, or new water heater, or new fixtures, whatever you think.
Yeah, a roof, a new heating and air system, new windows, updated kitchens, updated baths. These are all kind of big ticket items, but they also are, if you can make those things happen, they do tend to affect a quicker sale and a much better sale price. And most of the time you recover your money. You do want to be careful because some renovations can be expensive and maybe cost more than the net return. But again, that's where a professional evaluation from a real estate agent would help.
And as you list the house as a realtor, you would put bullet points, big stars by, hey, new kitchen, renovated kitchen, stuff like that.
Definitely. When if you're going to put on a professional listing, oftentimes there's professional photography involved, and the way you describe it, or maybe professional videos out there, are going to enhance the selling of your house because they're going to emphasize the top shelf amenities, the top shelf renovations you have, and bring you a good buyer at a good price.
Anything else you want to tell us about real estate? Did we miss anything?
I would say that for people that have been on the fence and thinking about selling, definitely call your local real estate agent and get an evaluation, because there's opportunity to get a great number right now. And it's also combined with inventory that I think you're going to see on the rise. So you're going to be able to, whether it's a downsize or an upsize, you're probably going to find a nice balance where you'll find it's worth it to consider jumping into the market soon. So call your local agents. It's going to be a good time to sell.
All right, those are good words. That's top shelf advice. And speaking of top shelf, Al, your new vinyl album, your 15th one, right? Al's a musician, in case you don't know, songwriter, is on the top shelf by my stereo. I'm going to listen to it tonight.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your music. How did you get into writing all these songs?
Well, I appreciate that, Rob. Rob and I are musical buddies in the area, and I've been writing original music for 40 years. It's hard to believe. And last year, one of our projects called United State of Mind released an album called Mysteria. It's out now on vinyl. It does stream on Amazon and Spotify and Apple and all the popular sites, so you can find it. United State of Mind. The album's called Mysteria, but we're just musicians and been writing and recording forever, and it seems 40 years is almost forever, but it's just been a lot of fun. And what can I say about it? It's really a joy for me to be in the studio and record an album. We may not be going on a worldwide tour, but we do have pretty sophisticated recordings and love putting out records.
Well, you know what? You've kept it real talking about real estate. The music's keeping it real. Can we count on you to come back and play some music sometime?
100%.
All right. Thank you, Al.
Thank you.
Happy
See you later, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.
All right.